What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Seven Figure Photographer Live. It is Monday. I almost forgot what day it was. It feels like a Monday. Everything about today feels like a Monday. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful day. Hope you guys are excited about the week. I know I'm kind of excited about the week. It's kind of a slow, weird week this week. Welcome, Brian. Brian says, am I the only one here? No, you're not technically the only one here, but you're the only one that has commented so far. For those of you who don't know, we got Mia over here. Everybody say hi to Mia.
Hello.
Mia's there to answer all your questions. So Mia will have any questions or answer any questions in the chat over there. And maybe if you're lucky, we might even take her live on camera again. So yeah, today I gotta tell you, today's topic is somewhat inspired by the fact that I suck at like pre-planning things. We, as many of you know, we have been spending the last I feel like it's been forever.
It feels like forever.
On mailers. And because honestly, we were going through a whole lot of design time with back and forth with Michelle fixing stuff. We spent a lot of time on that. And then once we did get it to print, we went through every challenge under the sun to get everything done. Everything said and done. We finally got the mailers out on Friday. They are done, gone.
We hope.
I'm over it. Let's hope. But we got them all bagged and everything. Everything was done. So last week was kind of all about mailers. So today's going to be kind of a mix of a lot of things. Number one, you guys are welcome to ask any questions you want at any time. So obviously, feel free to chime in and ask questions. We're not going to make this a Q&A only. So feel free to ask questions at any point in time throughout this. And I will definitely, we'll get to those questions. So mostly today, what I want to talk about is how do you deal with your business when life gets in the way? So I feel like we've kind of... Well, I don't know if we would be experts on this, but after last year...
I think we're experts.
And this year, I feel like it's happened. And I see a lot of huge trends. For instance, I see photographers... One of my clients that I was coaching for a while, anytime there was a new man in her life, it was everything was all put on the side. For me, when it's fishing season or when it's nice outside, I have a tendency to go fishing, and then... the day is over and I'm like, oh crap, I didn't do all the stuff I had to do today. When we travel, I am really bad. When we travel, I don't pay attention to email. All I care about is seeing people, meeting people. I don't pay attention to my emails. I half the time don't pay attention to this, which is good when you're traveling with me, because then I'm just like, Mia, take care of this. Yeah. So there's just a lot of things that happen and life gets in the way, and some of that is we just kind of get off of our what would you your... I don't know if I could say that I have what's the word? I can't think of the word.
Your habits or your schedule?
Along those lines, your routine.
Routine?
Yeah, so we all have routines. What do you do to get past those? So now I talk about this because there's a lot of different challenges that I face. And it doesn't mean that I necessarily have it all figured out by any stretch. I'm just saying that I have recognized a lot of those things in my life. Now, before we jump into it all, I do want to talk about a couple of different things. I haven't been doing my intro for a little while, which is what it is, because
it's true.
I got to find my card, and
oh my gosh,
I got this nice expensive equipment here that just could do it, but it just hasn't been doing it. So if you're here hanging out with us, make sure to comment, say hi, tell us where you're watching from. So today there's a couple of different things that I want to talk about. Number one, the business book of the month, because I haven't been talking about that. In fact, to be brutally honest, I have not been terribly present with anything to do 7FP for a little while. And a lot of that has to do with our mailers. Mia's putting up a little thing that says, look here.
Yeah,
as if
you're doing really bad
that's
today.
going to make me look.
It's making it. It'll annoy you.
For the moment. I'm really bad about looking at the camera. So business book of the month, of which this month it is, where is it?
Atomic Habits.
Atomic Habits. I have been reading it. I don't know if any of you guys have been reading it. Any of you guys who have been reading it, please make sure to comment. Tell us what you think of the business book of the month. I'm going to set that back here, right there. I want to talk a little bit about our participation giveaways that we have not done for a number of months. I would love some ideas and some thoughts on what you guys would like to see us give away. But we're going to do some participation giveaways. Obviously not today. Today I hope Shane is going to be here. I don't know if Shane's here or on. I wanted to touch on minis just a little bit. I don't want to go too much into detail on minis, but maybe answer any questions if anybody has them. Again, I'm no pro on minis. I've done them basically once, and we had a lot of great success with it. But that's kind of, we just got a request last week to talk more about the minis. Now we have a YouTube video already out talking about the Christmas minis that we did and how they can be impactful. So if nothing else, hopefully you guys have had a chance to go find that. I think Mia posted that up in the last live. So yeah, did you have a question, Mia? You looked like you had a question.
Yeah.
Just kidding. She just wants me to look at the orange paper. Welcome, Charity. So let's talk real quick about the business book of the month. Business book of the month. I don't have a new one for you for next month. I will, however, figure that out and get back on track and get that announced so that it's a little bit ahead. Oh, you got the link. Okay. That is an Amazon affiliate link as she posted in there. So just keep that in mind. It doesn't make us a ton of money.
No.
But it's always good and helpful when you guys purchase from that. So business book of the month is Atomic Habits. It's an incredible book. Like I said, life has kind of happened. And so I've been listening to it on Audible, and I love that. However, there's like a number of different things. Like when I listen to it on Audible, I absorb, but I don't
retain.
I don't think I retain as much. But then when I read, I have a tendency to focus, like micro focus on certain things about it. I highlight a lot, but then a lot of it, like I guess you could say I kind of don't retain a lot of it in that aspect. Part of that is just that I get so much going on that I'm reading just to read, like just to do my homework, if you will, and have a tendency to forget that. Now, for all of you who know me, I've got a lot going on, I guess. And sometimes like my lab business has been neglected badly for probably the last 2 years. We actually got a chance last week to jump in there and like focus on that, but I just totally went off on a tangent.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. I was gonna.
Anyway, okay, so back to focus on Atomic Habits, and it is actually a lot of that has been spurred by listening to the Atomic Habits. One of my favorite parts about it, and I'm gonna touch on probably these one or two things. The habit stacking, which Mia, maybe you can even comment on these because you read the book, loved the book, and probably have a little bit more information about it. But the concept of habit stacking is stacking habits on habits that you already do. So like you automatically follow up a habit, like a new habit with a habit that you constantly do. Like for instance, when you get out of the shower, like for me, when I get out of the shower, sorry to give everybody that mental image, the first thing that I do is I shave. And then I always brush my teeth. And then, well, actually, so let's throw this. I use Q-tips. I love Q-tips. It's like the best feeling in the world, even though I hear that it just jams crap in your ears. Yeah. But that's like, those are the habits that like I do every day. Like I can't, like I very rarely don't get those specific habits done because they're just like part of my habit stack in the morning. The one thing that I do miss, and this is what's funny, is like gel in my hair.
Yeah, you
like half the time I miss that one, and so I actually have gel in my downstairs bathroom as well as my upstairs bathroom because I've been trying to do it while I'm in my upstairs bathroom because I'll get into the habit of doing my stuff downstairs and then forget to put gel in my hair, and then I feel like a goober. I was actually watching a video this week that I have no gel in my hair and I look like a total doofer, and that's on our website. And I was like, wow.
I noticed it too.
You noticed it too? So yeah. So anyway, so creating habits that are like as soon as you wake up, like for instance, one of the things that we do as soon as we wake up, I have a tendency to do this, and it's a bad habit, but the first thing that I do is I wake up and I grab my phone and I check my messages on my phone. And so that's one of those habits. So if you can replace it with something that works well, for instance, like when I heard that, because I didn't read that, when I heard it, I was like, maybe I should put my alarm or my phone like clear across the room, plug it in on the dresser, and let it, so that my first habit when I wake up is to do something else. I've kind of gotten out of the habit of making my bed, and I know a lot of people, I think Jason McAdam included, will make fun of this, but making your bed is a great habit to get into, and it's really, like, I love it because it is such a, exactly what it is. It's a win for the day. Like, it starts your day off with something good that feels good and makes you feel accomplished. So, anyway, the concept of habit stacking I really liked. There was one other thing, just doing something, like, for instance, this is something that I'm trying to do and I've not been doing good about it, is just making the effort to just go to the gym. Whether or not I work out or do anything, just go to the gym, even if I just go and spend a few minutes at the gym every day, just to get into the habit of making it an everyday thing. So those are things that I found really interesting about the Atomic Habits. Now, I haven't finished it, so I can't really give you a whole lot on it, but I'm going to let Mia talk a little bit about it just because she's loves it. What do you want to share about it, Mia?
I think one of the things that for me that I enjoy is understanding how we kind of form habits. And so with my kids, I see them starting to do things over and over. And so it talks about breaking, how to like break up that routine versus creating a new habit, how to stop a bad one. And so I've used it a lot. I read the book a long time ago, but I used it, like I stopped buying snacks, and it sounds silly, but I don't have a lot of snacks at my house. And then the kids don't sit there and just eat snacks.
Yeah, you should see her drawer.
Yeah, you should see my drawer. Yeah, my drawer has all my snacks. But in my defense, they have been here for
they have been there forever.
Because and
they're probably stale and
like
gross.
I have this one little jar, and I fill my jar with my snacks, and I set it down, and that's all I get. I put it away. But I liked the concept in there of how to break bad habits is something that I've really used and tried to use with my family. I think that and the habit stacking is another one of my favorite things. But
yeah. And I think it was interesting because, like, one of the things it talked about was understanding, like, the
psychology behind it.
No, it was more of, like, the routine of bad habits, like identifying where the habit falls more or less. Like, oh, okay, well, I do this every time I do this. So
yeah, I want a Coke every time I eat a cheeseburger.
Yeah, like exactly about the snack thing. It's like I used to drink, I don't even have one. I used to drink Diet Coke by the, like, 52-ounce cup, the fountain drink. And so then when I would go to the grocery store and buy a fountain drink that's only $1.99, it's like not that big of a deal. But then I would buy like a candy bar and some nuts and a hot dog or whatever. And it's like, then it's like all of a sudden I'm spending like all this money. We've been kind of working on a new diet because of my new diagnosis of diabetes. And so we haven't been eating lunches out as much, and it's like been crazy different, like how much, like I kind of feel forced, but I mean, I don't have a whole lot of choice, but it's changed a lot of those habits. Like,
I don't have lunch very often because I'm not in the habit of making lunch.
Yeah. So she's gotten out of the habit of making lunches. Jason says, this is why I go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, helps create better habits for myself. And then it becomes a nice routine. So, and that is correct. Okay, so if you guys haven't gotten a chance, get Atomic Habits. It really is like an amazing book. It's kind of coming in my life at a time where, like, I'm scatterbrained and off in La La Land doing other things, who knows what. I think those
good
mailers...
time to form new habits.
What's that?
It would be a good time to form new habits.
Probably, but I think those mailers just have really...
Yeah, they took a toll.
Really been a rough one. We learned a lot of great lessons from those mailers.
I'm tired of learning lessons.
You're tired of learning lessons?
Yeah.
I love
I normally do, but I'm ready
education
to
and learning lessons.
Stop for a few minutes.
So anyway, okay, next participation giveaway. I don't have anything specific, but we are going to relaunch that, redo that if you guys have any specific suggestions about what you'd like to see, I'm interested. I would love to hear from you guys. If you guys have any topics that you would love to hear me cover, I am really like, I'm very much a last minute person as far as like, I have this list a mile long of topics to talk about, and none of them like excite me. So I have a tendency to avoid them. And so a lot of times I can't get, is that in English? Oh, you're talking about
Jason.
fluid head for participation. Yeah, a Miller CX6 fluid head. I don't even know what Miller is. But if it's anything like my Really Right Stuff, it's a little bit more expensive than I want to do for participation giveaways. Because let's be real, we all know who's going to be in the running for those.
Oh, no, he's not even here today, so.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. So, boo on them. Just kidding. Okay. But yes, that is something that we're going to be doing. As far as the minis, I don't even know if I should really.
It's probably its own thing.
It's its own thing?
Yeah,
You
we
really
need to
think
come
so?
back to it. Yeah.
Because I feel like we've already kind of
talked about
covered it.
Yep.
Maybe I just need to go back and watch the video and see what. Okay, we're not gonna do the minis. So let's talk about how to deal with business when life gets in the way. One of the biggest struggles, and I was actually talking to Mia about this the other day. We've got Samuel Martin Photography, Escape from Mystery Manor, CIC Pro Lab, 7FP, and then CPE now for the edit. So 5 different things that in my world sometimes, and I've preached this so many times, the whole jack of all trades, master of none. This really kind of hits home with having multiple businesses, because what happens is sometimes we neglect things. For instance, that's why I was talking about the CIC. We've neglected that for who knows what reason. Well, I mean, there's a number of reasons for a long time. Last week we had this random downtime where we had already taken the mailers to get them addressed, and then we were supposed to get them back. Their printer was down, and so we were waiting to get the mailers back. And so we took like basically a day and a half and spent a lot of time in the back room. And when I say the back room, I'm talking about CIC Pro Lab, focusing on inventory and cleaning stuff up and organizing some things and coming up with some methods or a little bit of systems. One thing that we did was we actually went through all of our frames and created a spreadsheet for all of our frames, which was shocking.
Yeah.
We spent so much time, I think honestly spending more time with it, like I have a better idea of like what's back there, but also realizing some different things. Now frames are like a whole different thing. I actually want to do a live day like that's just specific about frames, but and how to add them in and sell them in your business. But I'm not going to go into that today. So like all these different things. And one of the things that I was talking about with Mia, and this kind of falls into that time management, time blocking, is scheduling specific times. Now, I'm talking about this on a level with multiple businesses, but I want you to think about it on a level with your own personal business, because there's different things that you do. For instance, one of the things that we try to do in this business is create like specific days for specific things. For instance, Michelle does all the editing, and she kind of goes through, she gets something to edit, and when it's approved, then she orders it. And the ordering process sometimes can take a long time. And so one thing that we've talked about and that she's been doing more of is as she gets orders, then she makes an order on Friday. So she collects the orders throughout the week, and then she has just an ordering day on Friday. We've kind of done this with our shoots where we do all of our shoots Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That allows us to basically take Fridays off if we're all caught up on work. And Mondays can be like, for instance, we have our staff meeting on Monday, which is just right after this. And then we have kind of our get ready, because it seemed like for years we would have shoots on Mondays. We'd come back from whatever, or we'd want to cancel something on Monday because we'd be up camping and we're like enjoying it so much, and we're just like, you know what, this is dumb. Why do we have
Why
to
do we
work
come
tomorrow?
home?
And so we basically set our schedule to have shoots just on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And so we've really kind of helped ourselves in a lot of ways block our time. Now, again, now we've switched everything. We're working on pushing everything to morning shoots so that we can be a little bit more intentional about getting done with our shoots in the morning, cleaning stuff up, and having work at the end of the day, and then being able to have a life back at the end of the day. Now, what I was talking about with multiple businesses is one of the things that I'm working on trying to figure out how to do, and I say that because I'm like
work in progress.
still have not gotten there, is assigning a certain number of hours each week to each business. So for instance, obviously Sam and Marvin Photography, I spend the most amount of time with, and I have a tendency I struggle with because I have this problem where I have a tendency to jump in and just like fix one thing, and then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, it's time to fix a lot of things. That's why last week we ended up spending 2 days almost back in the lab, because it was like, oh, okay, well, we gotta, we might as well work on these things, because when you start to see things. But the ultimate goal is to create, okay, let's put 3 hours a week into this. Let's put 3 hours a week into 7FP. That means that the times like setting up or determining topics for what we're going to talk about, different things that we're going to do, maybe even planning out what our giveaways are going to be, or how much time I'm going to spend on Facebook answering questions or engaging with people, those different kinds of things. And you can do this the same in your business. So I guess ultimately what I'm trying to say is that when you have routine that you can settle into, then it helps so that life doesn't mess things up. And what I mean by life messing things up is, like I was saying earlier, a new relationship in your life, a new exciting thing you get. Maybe you get a new boat or whatever, and you want to go fishing all the time. Or sometimes it's literally just spurred by the good weather. We've had such crappy up and down weather. We were on the lake on Saturday and literally got a dust storm. I thought we were going to get a tornado out of the lake. We had thunder, and we had torrential downpour, and we had whitecaps that were like about knocking us off the boat all in one day. And like, that's like one of the challenges when we've had such up and down weather. It's like so hard to get back into the routine. Last week we had this is bizarre, but we had our last 2022 senior shoot, which he had already graduated, but we had scheduled some stuff and he got into some poison oak. And so
he looked like an Oompa Loompa, poor
like
kid.
an Oompa Loompa. And so, that was really hard, because it was like, okay, it was one of our morning sessions, and we hadn't really, we weren't in the routine. I don't think I even charged the
batteries.
Yeah, that's not good.
I mean, it worked.
Yeah, everything went well, except for we were like, do we have a card for this? Like everything, we were just kind of out of our routine. And so, again, it's one of those situations where life just kind of happens. And when you don't have those routines or those habits to fall into, we have a tendency to forget certain things. Tasha just said hi. What's up, Tasha? Long time no see. So creating these routines or even your time blocks, or being intentional about, and I've talked about this many times, writing down your schedule for the week, planning that out, and just having intentional time. This weekend for me was, I was going to say it was really good because I didn't do a lot of work at home, but that is a lie. I actually
yes, you did
spend a lot of time, but I went.
But you still did other things, yeah.
Yeah, I went and did some other things, and so I was far less focused on work this weekend, almost to a fault, because then as of last night, I realized, right as I laid down, I was like, I haven't done anything for what I'm going to talk about on live, and so. I mean, what do you guys do to overcome some of the times in your business when life gets in the way? There's so many different things, especially for you who are moms, who have kids. And you have, I mean, we have a son, but my wife kind of takes on most of that stuff, and he's
older now.
he's pretty independent, so I don't have to like worry too much about any of that stuff, other than he thinks that I need to feed him. I don't get that part.
Yeah, I don't know why he doesn't feed himself yet.
He does, but he's a little bit needy because, yeah,
it's all good.
we're just not going to talk about it.
I was reading something about trauma the other day because I'm
Uh-huh.
trying to work some more on that. And one of the things that they say is that when you get overwhelmed, it's because you're looking at the big picture. And sometimes that big picture can paralyze you. And you do, like you were saying before, the thing that they were talking about on how to get people out of that big picture paralyzation is to go in and go small and really micromanage and pick one thing and just complete that one thing. And then kind of like how I was saying with the stacking, then add the next thing on and keep going that way. Because when you have this big picture, sometimes it's good to have a big picture. I'm not saying it's not, but it can be overwhelming. So just break it down kind of like into our quarters, like how we do in our meetings, break it down into those quarters and then attack it small.
And that's kind of like last week when we jumped back into the lab and started looking at things. At first that did feel like a really daunting like task. One of the things that I did was we don't have a good inventory system on our frames. Like it's hard because it's not like I've kind of pieced this business together, and especially when it comes to frames, like canvas and that stuff runs kind of fine. One of the things that we struggle with is finding out when we're low on stretcher stock or canvas certain things. And so like that's exactly what I did. I started to focus just like really singularly on that, and I actually created an automation that works with the website and Zapier and Google Sheets, and that actually subtracts the amount of stretcher stock that's used from any purchased or ordered canvas. And so that was actually pretty exciting. But then at the same time, that's kind of what really pushed me into creating the spreadsheet for all of the moldings that we have back there. And of course, some of the things that I'm working on is like, I want to make it really easy so that like all of that stretcher or all that frame stock actually shows in Trello under a specific like frame and molding, because then we can just look at them and see that stuff on.
Well, and I think what worked is then we just did it. We spent that whole day.
Yeah, we just jumped back there and did it.
We didn't let anything else get in our way, and we blocked everything else out.
Well, it's because we literally had nothing else to do except for, I mean, there's plenty we could have done.
Yeah, but I mean, even just leaving the phones down, not looking at the emails, not looking at the text, just truly focusing and getting it done.
Yeah, so, and we did. We got a lot done back there, and a lot. Like there's still some more we got to do.
Yeah, but then you got the bug, and you like put the filter up, and you got. I mean,
I
like
did.
once you get going, it feels good, and you keep going.
So again, you know, the biggest thing, guys, that I can suggest, and this kind of all rolls like together. Create new habits by recognizing where your bad habits stem from. They're typically always triggered from something specific. Why bad habits are easy to create? I don't think that bad habits are any easier to create than good habits. It's just that
it's more instant gratification.
Gratification
in general, but
so when you can create a habit stack, or you know, just start doing one thing immediately after another. For instance, like just like for like. I don't know why I always go back to the shower, but it's like you always use shampoo before conditioner, right? Like, and then the body wash, and some people are like, well, I don't want to wash my body before which why would you? Especially with as much hair as you have, you'd just be washing dirt all over your clean body. That was a weird thing to get into, but anyway, my point is that like you create little habits, and those aren't like necessarily like good or bad habits. They're just habits that have been created because those are just what you do, because they're like, that's a routine that you've created. And the same thing with business. When you create routines, like this is what happens. Like for instance, this morning I was like, Michelle's on here, so I'm going to get beat up for this, but like she's been really struggling about uploading cards when they're put on her desk. I've even created a system to where I put them in a little envelope, I write what's on them, and I stick them on her desk so she knows what they are. But sometimes they sit on her desk and she just doesn't upload them. And then the other challenge is then I'm like having to find out, she occasionally writes ready on the envelope when the cards are ready and I can take them off her desk. But this morning I was thinking, okay, we need to create a new habit of like two baskets,
yeah.
and one basket is when they're done and ready, and one basket she's rolling her eyes at me. I cannot believe she would roll her eyes at me.
Oh, I can.
In this situation, and I'm gonna beat her ass. She even does the eye rolling emoji. What a punk! She knows I hate it when she rolls her eyes at me. But you know, and it's not necessarily. It's just sometimes it's creating new habits for specific things. You know, that the envelope thing was something we did because.
Right.
We were checking.
Keep going.
You do something once or twice, and that's all I'm known for. No, you're known for a lot more than that. But this weekend, that's what you're known for. So anyway, just creating a new routine for specific things. For instance, I always forget to take folders home.
Yes.
And you've actually just gotten to the habit of putting them into my. We hung a file holder that now just holds mail.
It doesn't work. It's all Michelle's mail. I need to just get rid of it.
And so, like, we put a file holder on the wall so that I could grab them as I walk out, but they get up there and I just forget them. And so, same thing, we've created new procedures to overcome the challenges that we have. But when life gets in the way and it throws you out of a routine that you don't even really have,
or that you don't recognize. I think that's another thing they talk about in the book is to write down, take one day and just write down what your stack is. What is the first thing you do? What is the next? And use Post-its or whatever it is.
Yeah, see, I didn't want to really remind myself of all those bad.
But see, that's the only way that you're going to get out of it. So if you don't know what's going on, you can't break that habit. And and I think that's one of the very valuable things in that book is making you sit down and do it. But even like this morning, I put it up on Instagram. I don't know if anybody has seen it on the stories, but I asked a question about what was missing in the scene this morning.
Oh, your Post-it? No, your Post-it notes are there.
Nope, my Post-it notes are there.
Oh, we didn't have cameras.
We didn't have our cameras.
We're sitting here, we're like, are we ready to go live? And I look up and I'm like, where are our cameras at? And they were all in my garage.
Yeah, at your house, because you got the couch. So we took everything out of the back of the car, put the couch in, brought the couch here.
Well, no, it was for the nailers because it took up the whole back of the car.
Right. But so all the stuff wasn't in there. Yeah. But like those are the things. Yeah.
Oh, I guess it was the couch because I pulled it out yesterday for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we didn't have any cameras, so we weren't ready to go, and that was a little bit of a scary. We rushed, but anyway, I hope you guys all consider the fact that if you can create or identify your routines, and maybe it is something that you write down. If we identify our routines and what our regular routines are, if we write them down, then sometimes when we have life get in the way or something happens that's out of our routine, I didn't get a chance to read everything that Bob wrote. Then when we understand what the routine is, we can get right back into it. I think every one of you have had a time in your life where you've said, it'll be good to just get back home and get back into my routine. I think I say that every time we travel. We're getting ready to go down to Lake Tahoe for a shoot with a couple of photographers. And it stresses me out because we get out of a routine and then we have to come home and go back to real life. And which I get excited about both. But okay, Bob says I have a very defined repetitious schedule. Sleep, get up, whatever. Sleep, get up. Oh, I get it. Work and responsibility really interrupts my schedule. I get that. I understand. I actually wish I didn't need sleep. I do love sleep.
Sleep is so overrated.
I have a love-hate relationship with sleep.
Me too. I crashed hard last night, though.
Yeah, so did I. So anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. I hope. What are you guys shooting down in Tahoe? So we got an invite to go down. I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about it or not.
Yeah, I don't know if you are, so maybe not until we know.
I don't know. I don't care. Maybe
you should care.
Maybe I should.
Yeah, maybe you should. We'll let you know, Jason. We're shooting seniors.
Yeah, we're shooting seniors down in Lake Tahoe for a get-together thing with some photographers. We don't know yet. I guess it was kind of like I don't know if it was secret or not.
I don't know.
It kind of
felt
seemed
kinda
like it on the
hush-hush.
yeah. Okay, so when I know, I'll let you because obviously we're going to be
That
doing
wasn't
social
to-
media. of
Yeah,
it.
we'll be doing tons, and that wasn't to be like, "Ooh, we can't tell," but we just all of a sudden don't know if we
Yeah,
can tell.
I don't know if it was like a secret thing or what, but yeah, but you'll get to see lots of social media of it, and we'll probably maybe even do like a live.
Oh, yeah.
Annie was telling me yesterday that people would like to see me shooting, like so maybe we'll do
Oh yeah.
since this won't be like a
Yes, and it's just fun.
yeah, so maybe we can do
Okay.
like a live of a
Game
shoot,
on.
and yeah, I don't know, maybe that scares the shit out of me, honestly.
I won't tell you when I'm doing it.
Well, that scares me even more. Yeah, no, don't do that because I'll kill you. I just said that online. So, anyway, that's all we got for you guys today. I know it wasn't much. Give me some ideas for some topics that you guys would like to hear about. I feel like I've talked about things and I don't want to repeat things, but I know
New
I've
people
talked
are
about
here.
things a long time ago and there's new people around.
And you always
Secret
have new stuff.
Society of the Elites on a boat at Tahoe, writing it off as a business.
That's actually not a bad summary.
Yeah, it's kind of, we are doing a
Yeah,
yacht
you're
shoot.
doing a yacht shoot.
So not too far off,
too
but
far
I
off.
don't know about the elites part, but yeah, whatevs. I'm probably gonna. I just gotta pay for my trip with gambling.
Yeah.
We're staying at the Hard Rock Casino, so we'll see what we can.
See if Dylan's
we
as
can
lucky
win.
as Yen was.
Oh yeah, Dylan, are you good luck?
But he's at
okay.
least of age, so we won't get in
That's how you
trouble.
caught all those fish. Yin, for those of you who don't know, we were down in at Fusion Workshop in Las
Yeah.
Vegas, and Yin was standing beside me, and I hit a
wasn't 20.
$5,000 jackpot. He wasn't 21 at the time,
It
and
was like a few days away though. Like
yeah, it
wasn't
was
that
like
far.
really close. But then the guy came up to me and was like, "Can I check your ID?" And he's like, "I need to check his ID too." And I'm like, "Oh
Go away,
crap!"
go away.
So he's like, "Yeah, I don't have it right now, but I'll go get it." So he left to go get his ID, and the guy was like, "Yeah, if he's under 21, you don't get those winnings." And I was like, "What?"
And now we just said all that on live.
I think he was just jacking with me
I
though.
hope so.
What? Yeah, we said it all in live. What? What are you talking about?
Because they now they know.
Now who knows?
Anybody.
Oh, what? I'm so lost. I'm done. Peace out.
You're a dork.
I don't get what you're saying.
Because
All
now
right.
they know that it wasn't like his ID wasn't.
Oh, I don't
Legit.
care. I don't care. He wasn't drinking or anything like
No,
that, so
he was just standing there.
he was just standing next to it, and I think he might have touched the machine for good luck because I was having a lot of luck with
We were
him.
having a lot of luck with him there.
So. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. I will see you again. I'm gonna pop in on Facebook more this week, I promise, because I need to, and we're gonna get something good going with
Yeah. Jump
The
over there and put your tasks up for the week.
Business Book of the Month and the participation giveaway. We're gonna do like a giveaway. We're gonna focus more on participation and something else on getting new people to the group.
Yes.
That'll be fun. So, all right, take care, everybody. Have fun, and don't have too much fun without me.